Summertime and nobody wants to be fidgeting with their pool every day when we could be enjoying it, right? So I'm going to show you several ways that I made my Intex pool here basically maintenance free. You can see there's really not too much on top of the water, and I'm going to show you what I did to kind of stop all these bugs and other things from getting on top of the water without having to use a skimmer every single day. So this here was the first thing I purchased to help make my pool more maintenance free. If you've ever been inside an in-ground pool, you recognize one of these. It's a skimmer. And this skimmer by Hayward is awesome. You can see it pulls in a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff in there. And the skimmers changed my life with the pool because there's no longer any bugs and leaves and everything else on the top of the pool, but you do need a couple other items to make the skimmer work most effectively. For the skimmer install video, click the link at the top here and I'll walk you through how I did this because it's really been a life-changing thing. But on to our next component here. As you guys know, your skimmer is only as good as the filter or pump that's pulling the water through it, right? This is the Intex 3,000 gallon per hour upgraded pool pump. I didn't go with the saltwater version, but this puppy is 3,000 gallons per hour. My pool is about 6,500 gallons, so in a little over 2 hours, all the water is roughly turned, and you can see the power this baby's putting out. It is awesome, right? It's putting out some real power. Everything in the pool is just constantly moving around. The more movement you get in the water, obviously, the better. The next thing I want to show you is one of the coolest items, my solar pool Ionizer, right? This little baby is awesome. How it works is it has a solar panel on top here, right? Inside this basket here, it's a little hard to see, but there's a copper rod and there's also a steel coil around the copper rod. So basically what happens is the solar panel generates a charge through the copper and through the steel, and it creates ions in your pool. What these ions do is they stop your pool from building algae up, right? And not only does it stop your pool from building algae, they're also known to save you up to 50% in chlorine costs, right? Because since your pool is not developing any algae or anything, you don't need as much chlorine. So these things pay for themselves. Cleaning it is a breeze. So all you have to do is remove the net at the bottom by unscrewing the plastic wing nut, and then you're going to see the coil and the copper bar. What you want to do is take the wire brush and just give them a good scrubbing and hose them off until you get most of the residue and buildup off. Once you get everything nice and clean, right, you put it back together, throw it in your pool, and check it maybe every week or two just to see how much buildup is on there. And really, it's so easy. You don't have to do anything else, and it's going to save you more in chlorine than it costs. The next item I want to show you guys, it's a little out of my reach. This is the Blue Nano Chlorinator, right? And you can see it has a red indicator when you're low on chlorine, so I guess I'm probably a little low. So it's weight sensitive, and when the chlorine wears down, the top pops open to tell you to add more chlorine tablets. I love this because I'm never thinking about when I have to add chlorine tablets. I better go add some now. And last but not least, this is the big boy, the Dolphin E10. Now, most people don't get such an expensive robot for an Intex pool, but if you really want to make your pool truly maintenance-free or as close to possible, this is one of the things that you should have. Simple one-button operation to turn it on and off, and cleaning is a breeze. You just open this here, take out the basket, and just clean it out. As you can see, I don't have too much in there right now. I decided to go with the Echo Pool Robot because this one is plug-in, and plug-in just offers a lot more power, and you don't have to worry about the constant need to remember to charge it and just not having a charge when you need it. Also, I chose this specific model because it's the most powerful one I could find that is said to not climb the walls. Now you'll see it go up the wall a little bit as it hits them, but it's not really a real true wall climber. What that means is it's better for Intex because Intex pools can be damaged by robots that climb walls that are not really meant to withstand that. Now I know some of you guys out there are thinking that, hey, these items are going to cost me a lot of money, right? And while that is true, they're going to save you a lot of time and effort with your pool. If you don't want to break the bank, right, what I recommend doing is going with the Solar Pool Ionizer because it'll literally save you money. It won't cost you money in the long run. You're going to save more on chlorine than it'll cost you. The upgraded pool pump and the skimmer, because the upgraded pool pump and the skimmer work so well together that you'll never have any insects on top of your pool, and the Solar Pool Ionizer is going to keep it from turning green. And once you do that, I mean, the rest really isn't that hard. You can get a manual, cheap pool vacuum and just do it yourself once in a while. To learn more about any of these products, click the link in the description, drop a comment if you have any questions, and I'd be more than happy to answer it. Hope you have an easy season with your pool this summer, and thanks for watching.